Kuzambola, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I am Paldan Doji, teacher from Goshling Primary School, Chirang. This lesson is for Mathematics Key Stage 2 and 3. Today, we shall explore more on quadrilaterals, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, congruent lines, and line of symmetry. We shall also learn to construct perpendicular line, congruent line, and parallel lines. Okay, to begin, let us name some of the shapes. Can you see? This is a rectangle, and this is a square. What about this? This is a trapezium. This is a triangle. This is a circle. This is a rhombus. What about this? This is a pentagon. What about this shape? The name or this shape is called hexagon. So these are some of the shapes that you have learned. Now, if you see these shapes, you will find all the shapes has four sides. So these shapes are called as quadrilaterals. To repeat, a shape which has four sides and four corners are called as quadrilaterals. Now, let us learn, or let me tell you some of the examples of quadrilaterals in our real life. Football ground is an example of quadrilaterals. The basketball board that you can see is an example of quadrilaterals. The face of 3D shape is also an example of quadrilaterals. Now, when you play a kite has four sides. It is also an example of quadrilaterals. Now, think of a chorten. The base of a chorten is also a quadrilaterals. I think you might have understood about what are quadrilaterals. So, we will do one activity. The activity is look around and write the names of three quadrilateral shapes. Can you look around the room and write the names of three quadrilateral shapes in your room? Okay, did you finish? So what are some of the shapes that you have found? A face of a TV screen, photo frame, face of a wall, then ceiling of the room, then floor of the room, then socket in your room, then the book that you have. These are all examples of quadrilaterals. Now, a shape which has more than four sides or less than four sides are said to be non-quadrilaterals. Let's tell some examples of non-quadrilaterals. Okay, so can you see? This is a pentagon. This pentagon has five sides. That means this is non-quadrilateral. What is this? It's a triangle. This triangle is said to be non-quadrilateral because it has less than four sides. Okay, what about this? This is also a non-quadrilaterals. Now, finally, this is also called non-quadrilaterals because it has six sides. As I was telling you, any shapes which has less than or more than four sides are called non-quadrilaterals. Now, let us see some examples of non-quadrilaterals in our real life. You may be bringing water bottles. The bottles that you see is non-quadrilaterals. The bag that you carry is an example of non-quadrilaterals. If you see the stars, it's non-quadrilateral. Then the running track that you might have seen, it's also a non-quadrilaterals. If you see the roof of the house, some of the roof of the house is a triangular shape. That is also an example of non-quadrilaterals. You might have learned about what are quadrilaterals and what are non-quadrilaterals. Now you might have understood about non-quadrilaterals. So again, I'll ask you to do one activity. So what you need to do is take your pen and paper and look around and write the names of 3 or more than 3 non-quadrilaterals. Just look around. Okay, did you finish? Now, what are the things that you have written? What are some of the non-quadrilaterals that you have seen? I think the pen and pencil that you're holding is an example of non-quadrilaterals. Then the pen holder that you have on your table is an example of non-quadrilaterals. Plate, non-quadrilaterals. Then the mug in your kitchen, even the water boilers, whatever it may be, these are all an example of non-quadrilaterals. Now, let us learn about types of line. Okay, let us take 2 lines, line L and line M. Are they intersecting? No. Now, extend the line. Are they intersecting? Yes. Therefore, they are called intersecting line. Now let us take another 2 lines, line L and M. This time we just change the position of 2 lines. Now tell me, are these 2 lines intersecting each other? No. Now let us extend these lines. Tell me, are they intersecting each other? No. So these lines are called parallel as they do not intersect each other. Okay, let us measure the distance between line L and line M. We found out that the distance between line L and M is 2 centimeters. Again, we measure but at the different position. And again, we found out that the distance is 2 centimeters. So, what can we conclude from this? The distance between 2 parallel lines will always remain same. Okay, now can you tell me what is a parallel line? 2 or more lines that never intersect or that never meet each other is said to be a parallel line. And these 2 lines which have equal distance between them, to repeat, parallel lines are 2 or more lines which will never meet or intersect. At the same time, the distance between these 2 lines will be equal or same. So this type of line is called parallel lines. Now if you see, these are all an examples of parallel lines. Now let us see some examples of parallel lines in a real life. That means in a real world. If you see the board, the lines in the board are parallel. The edge of the books are parallel. Then if you see the rulers, the edges of the rulers are parallel. So these are some of the examples of parallel lines. Can you look at the screen? So I have an activity for you. Can you complete this? If I read for you, identify and write the lines as parallel and non-parallel lines. Okay, finish. Till now, we have learned about quadrilaterals, non-quadrilaterals, and parallel lines. Now, we shall learn what is a perpendicular line. Okay, what is perpendicular line? A line which meets or which intersects at 90-degree angle is called a perpendicular line. Types of perpendicular lines. Perpendicular at the center, or perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular at the end point. Perpendicular other than end point or center. Okay, here are some live examples of perpendicular line. If you see the corner of the room, this is a perpendicular line. Then this is another example of perpendicular line. If you see the graph, this is a perpendicular line. The tiles in your room or the tiles in your toilet, these are also an examples of perpendicular line. If you go to the construction site, you will see the line which meets or which intersects at 90 degree. They are also perpendicular line. Now let us learn to construct perpendicular line. Number 1, use a ruler and draw a line segment A, B. Place the compass on the end point of the line segment, point A. Draw an arc above and below the line. Notice that all the points on the arc above and below the line are the same distance from point A. Without changing the compass width, place the compass on the point B. Draw an arc above and below the line so that the arc crosses the first two. The 2 points where the arc crosses are the same distance away from point A and from point B. Use a ruler to join the point where the arcs intersect. This line segment CD is the bisector of AAB. Now let us learn to construct a perpendicular line from a given point. Okay, step 1. Place your compass on the given point, point P. Draw an arc across the line on each side of the given point. Do not adjust the compass width when drawing the second arc. From each arc on the line, draw another arc on the opposite side of the line from the given point P. The 2 new arcs will intersect. Use your ruler to join the given point P to the point where the arc intersect, that is Q. So that is how we construct perpendicular line from the given point. Okay, we have learned what is a perpendicular line. We have learned how to construct perpendicular line. Now what is not a perpendicular line? A line is said to be not perpendicular if the lines do not meet or intersect. Even if the line intersects or meet, if the degree measurement of that angle is less than 90 degree or more than 90 degree, such kind of line is also not a perpendicular line. Now we have learned about perpendicular line. So I have another activity for you to do. Can you look at the board? Okay, if I read the activity for you, draw perpendicular lines to the given lines. So line A, line B, line C, and line D. So looking at this line, you are asked to draw different perpendicular lines. Okay, now let's explore about congruent lines. The term congruent means same. So, 2 line segments having same length is said to be a congruent line. Let's see. What you need to do is draw any line segment AB as shown. Measure the line segment using ruler AB, say 10 centimeters. Draw another line segment which is 10 centimeters and name it as CD as shown. So the line segment C is congruent to AB. We can say that these 2 lines are same or they are equal. Let us construct another line segment, that is example 2. Using a straight edge, draw a reference line if one is not provided. Draw a dot on the reference line to mark your starting point for the construction. Place the point of the compass on point A on the given figure. Stretch the compass so that the pencil is exactly on B. Make a small arc through B. This small arc will show that you measure the length of the segment with your compass. Without changing the span of the compass, place the compass point on the straight point or dot on the reference line and swing the pencil to create an arc crossing the reference lines. Level your work. So this is what actually a congruent line is. Now let us learn about another important line called as line of symmetry. Can you look at the image of a heart? If we fold from the middle, each half would match exactly. See the picture of a butterfly there. If we fold from the middle, each half would match exactly. Let's try with another figure, say a flower pot. If we draw a line from the middle, each half would match exactly. The line that divides the shape into two similar halves is the line of symmetry. Let us write the alphabet letter A and draw the line of symmetry. Can you do it? Okay, so if you have done this way, this is a line of symmetry. Okay, dear children, let us review or let us revisit what we have learned today. Do you remember? We have learned about quadrilaterals and we have learned about non-quadrilaterals. We have also learned about parallel lines, perpendicular lines, congruent lines, and line of symmetry. At the same time, we have learned how to construct perpendicular lines, congruent lines, and some examples of symmetry line. Okay, children, let us do an activity here. The instruction here is write the names in the empty box. Can you see the pictures here or the shapes here? So what you need to do is you need to write the names here. So what is the name of this line? Do you remember we have learned about perpendicular line, parallel line, congruent line, and line of symmetry. What could be this? You need to write it here. Name of this line is parallel line. What about this? Do you remember we have learned about something, a line which meets at 90 degrees? Yes, this is a perpendicular line. What about these shapes? If you see carefully, all these shapes has four sides. So these shapes are called as quadrilaterals. Now what about this? A flower pot is being divided into two equal parts or equal halves. So what could be the name of this line? Yes, it's a line of symmetry. Now finally, can you tell something about these shapes? How are they similar? How are these shapes similar? How are these shapes different? You can notice that these shapes has four sides or four corners, but these shapes has more than four corners or less than four corners or sides. So this type of shape is called what shape? Yes, it's non-quadrilaterals. Okay, this is all about quadrilaterals and types of lines. Before I leave, I would like to request you to do an explore or do some activity in your own. So if I read the questions, question number 1, how many lines of symmetry does a circle has? Question number 2, look at the globe and mark parallel lines and perpendicular line. Draw a shape with exactly two lines of symmetry. What shapes are mostly used in the house and what do you call to such shapes? Draw two shapes that you can see in and around your house. Finally, construct perpendicular bisector. This is end of the lesson. Thank you for listening and see you in the next lesson. Thank you.